Attention passionate Philadelphia, EAGLES FANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Philadelphia Eagles' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Philadelphia, EAGLES FANS. Let's get to the news. Now folks, if you're a die-hard Eagles supporter, you already know that every offseason brings a mix of excitement, strategic moves, and sometimes, surprises that can shake up the entire NFC landscape. And this year, the Eagles are no different. Especially after losing one of their key pass rushers, Josh Sweat, who, as many of you know, was a vital piece of the Eagles' formidable front seven. Sweat, who is a Pro Bowl player, has now moved on to the Arizona Cardinals, leaving a noticeable gap on the edge for Philadelphia. And believe me, that's not just a minor loss. It's a significant one when you consider how impactful Sweat has been over the past few seasons. His ability to generate pressure, his relentless effort on the field, and his knack for clutch plays made him a cornerstone of the Eagles' defense. So naturally, fans and analysts alike are asking, who's going to step up now? Who's going to fill that void? The Eagles have some talented players, no doubt. Nolan Smith, Jalex Hunt, and Azeez Ojulari are all promising young talents or seasoned veterans ready to take on bigger roles. Nolan Smith, the former Georgia star, has shown flashes of brilliance. He's got that explosiveness, that burst off the edge that makes scouts drool. Jalex Hunt, on the other hand, is still developing, but he's shown enough potential to believe he could be a future star with more opportunities. Azeez Ojulari, coming back from an Achilles injury last season, is eager to remind everyone of his disruptive presence and his ability to get to the quarterback. But as we all know in the NFL, sometimes a team needs that extra spark, that veteran presence, or that proven game changer to elevate the entire unit. And that's where the name Jadeveon Clowney emerges in the conversation. Yes, that Jadeveon Clowney, the guy who's been a household name since he was the #1 pick back in 2014. The guy who's had a roller coaster career filled with ups and downs, but always with that undeniable talent and explosiveness. Clowney's story is quite the journey. Drafted by the Houston Texans, he was seen as a generational talent, a disruptor who could change the game with one play. Over the years, he's played for several teams: Houston, Seattle, Tennessee, Cleveland, Baltimore, and now, potentially, back in the NFC East if the Eagles decide to bring him in. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUB algorithm to keep recommending the latest Philadelphia Eagles news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Now, why are we talking about Clowney? Well, beyond the surface of his impressive highlight reels, what really catches the eye is his ability to provide that veteran leadership and instant pass-rushing impact, even if he's not the youngest anymore. Remember, Clowney is now 32 years old, still in the prime of his athletic career, but with enough mileage to be considered a short-term solution rather than a long-term project. And in the NFL, sometimes you need that kind of short-term boost, especially when trying to defend a Super Bowl title or set yourself up for a deep playoff run. The Eagles are in a unique position. They're coming off a season in which they surpassed many expectations, winning the NFC East convincingly and making a strong push in the playoffs. The core of this team remains intact, with Jalen Hurts leading the offense, supported by an elite offensive line, a dynamic receiving core, and a defense that's been steadily improving. But as the league evolves, so must the roster, and finding ways to upgrade the pass rush is a constant priority. Clowney could be that missing piece, a guy who can come in and provide that burst off the edge, the kind of impact plays that can turn the tide of a game. Let's not forget his stats from recent years. In Baltimore, for example, he racked up 5 sacks in 15 games in 2022. That's the kind of production that can make a difference, especially for a team like the Eagles that already has a disruptive front. Even last season, despite missing some games, Clowney managed to gather 5 sacks and 46 total tackles. Those numbers aren't just stats, they're game changers, plays that can alter the flow of a game and give your defense a crucial edge. Now think about the fit. Philadelphia's defensive coordinator, Vic Fangio, is known for his aggressive, versatile front seven schemes. A veteran like Clowney, who's played under different systems and with different teams, could adapt quickly and bring that veteran savvy to the young players. His presence could help mentor younger pass rushers, push them to elevate their game, and provide that extra edge when it really counts. And let's face it, Clowney's relentless motor, his ability to set the edge against the run, and his knack for making big plays in critical moments could be exactly what the Eagles need to stay at the top of the NFC. But of course, there are questions. Would Clowney accept a modest deal, maybe a one-year contract, just to chase a Super Bowl ring? Would he be willing to come into a system that might not guarantee him a starting role, but offers a chance at a ring, and a chance to showcase his skills on a big stage? Those are the kind of negotiations that could happen behind the scenes. And knowing the Eagles' front office and their reputation for being shrewd negotiators, it's not out of the realm of possibility that they could bring him in on a low-cost, short-term deal. What about the division? Well, if Clowney joins the Eagles, it's not just about adding talent, it's about sending a message. The NFC East is already one of the most competitive divisions in the league, with the Cowboys, Giants, and Commanders all making moves to improve. The Eagles, with a roster that's loaded with talent, could now be reinforced with a player who's been in the league long enough to know how to make an impact, but still young enough to be effective. It's a move that could shift the balance of power, especially if Clowney can provide the edge rushing we've seen him do in the past. And for the Eagles fans tuning in, you've got every reason to be excited. This team is built for greatness, with a strong defense, a dynamic offense, and now, potentially, a new weapon on the edge. Whether Clowney signs or not, it's clear that Philadelphia is looking to stay aggressive in this offseason, aiming to build a roster that can not only compete but dominate. And if they do bring someone like him into the fold, it's a statement. They're not just happy with last year's success. They want to go even further, maybe all the way back to the Super Bowl again. As we look ahead to the upcoming season, it's worth noting that the Eagles' roster management has been top-notch. They've maintained a flexible cap situation, kept key players, and added some promising pieces through the draft and free agency. The addition of a veteran pass rusher like Clowney would be the icing on the cake, a proven commodity who can come in and make an immediate impact. And let's not forget, the NFC is wide open. The Eagles have a chance to establish themselves as the team to beat once again, and adding that extra edge could be what puts them over the top. So, in summary, the Eagles are in a fascinating position. They've lost Sweat, a key player, but they're also exploring ways to replace or supplement that production. The potential signing of Jadeveon Clowney is a move that could define their defensive strategy moving forward. Whether he ends up in Philadelphia or not, it's clear that the Eagles are not content to sit still. They're actively shaping their roster, aiming for another deep playoff run and another shot at the Super Bowl. Now, for all of you Eagles fans out there, it's a thrilling time. The offseason is always filled with speculation, hopes, and dreams. But one thing is for sure, the team is serious about reloading, about pushing to be the best, and about keeping their championship window open. And as always, we'll be here to keep you updated on every twist and turn in this exciting journey. Stay tuned because the Eagles are just getting started, and the 2024 season promises to be one of the most exciting yet. And now, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe Clowney would be the perfect addition? Or do you think the young guys can step up and fill Sweat's shoes? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Philadelphia Eagles. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Philadelphia Eagles news. Thanks for being here, and as always, fly Eagles fly.